Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Welcome back.
What is up?
We are here with another brand new episode of the PM and the AM podcast. Porter McNeely here.
I'm with Blake Bushman. I'm with I'm with myself.
And I'm with Daxton.
Man, I'm so used to Porter saying that he's with me that I just had to fill in the blank.
My bad. I threw it for a loop there. I kind of surprised him. I didn't let him know how I was going to introduce him. I've introduced him in so many different ways that I get it.
Yeah, when we first started this podcast, it was he told me that he was going to introduce me with it by a different name every week. I think we waited 3 weeks before he gave up.
Yeah, I ran out real quick. But we got an exciting week, like I mentioned before. We got a couple announcements before we get into the amazing new content that we have for you guys. First of all, thank you for everybody that voted on our social media poll to find the best school lunch of all times. I don't think there was any surprise. Were you guys surprised?
I mean, there was a little bit of offense that I took that not as many people voted for me, but I think I voted for Daxton in the championship.
Yeah.
No, you did not. I actually looked it up.
So he's lying. Yeah, he's saying it, but really
Try
no.
to say it.
He wasn't about to give those extra votes. Come on.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, that's not like Blake.
Daxton, with his powerhouse pick, #1 overall of pizza, decided to beat me. So
That's right. That's how we do it.
we're gonna need to
First week back, it was good. It was good to take the dub.
We're gonna need to do another bracket that's a little less conspicuous on the overall favorite, because I don't think very many people were going to disagree with pizza.
Yeah, and we for sure do have more brackets coming in the future.
Yeah.
We love the interaction we got. Thanks for everybody who commented, who voted. Like I said before, it was a great week overall, and Pizza Hut pizza can't lose. There was no way. I mean, chili gave it a run, orange chicken gave it a run, chicken.
You guys noticed that we didn't have a single upset make it through to the Final Four.
I know, that was pretty wild.
So essentially, what it is we have excellent taste. Congratulations, gentlemen.
No
Yeah.
pun intended.
And with the other announcement that just slipped my mind here, let me pull up the Google Doc.
Do you need a little bit of
Anything
help?
about
Because
these?
No, it wasn't about the stickers today.
I
but
thought that was maybe
It is-
last week. My bad.
we do have a special announcement about.
Oh yeah, this is a big announcement. How did I
mean?
forget?
I'm looking at myself in the camera right now for the first time recording this
I know.
podcast. Because
That's why the camera's blocking me from seeing
We're-
it.
The reason
we're
we're
actually-
all being taped.
we're going to put this on YouTube. I
Yeah.
almost said
Going
Zoom.
live.
You're
We're gonna put this on
join in
Zoom.
on our Zoom call. No, we're starting a YouTube channel where you guys can go, and not only will we have the audio, but we're working on adding in the video as well. So this is kind of the test run this week. Hopefully it all goes well. But yeah, we're really excited to venture
Pretty
into
good.
new
No,
seas.
yeah, for sure it's exciting. As I said, part of my face, it was made for radio. I decided to go with the video because I thought, like, what a bland YouTube video if it was just literally the audio in the background.
And
So
people want to see my pretty mug. So.
absolutely. And so to go along with that, we will be dropping exclusive content on YouTube, extra segments, things like that. So make sure to go and subscribe to the channel, PM in the AM, and check us out over there. But to get into this week's topic, I have another pro tip for you guys. And
Oh,
this
boy.
this
I
one's
love
exciting,
this.
you know. I try to think of the best ones every week. This one was not hard. So let me tell you guys about what happened to me yesterday, actually. And the pro tip is to always just be honest and look honest.
Look honest.
Yeah, you need to look honest. So
So you look like a liar.
let me expound. Let me expound on how
Yeah,
I
I'm
look
looking
like
at
an
it right
absolute.
now.
If you go to YouTube/PM in the AM, you can see what a liar
You can
looks
see
like.
what a liar looks like.
Let
He's
me
wearing a
expound.
TV
Let
hat.
me expound here. So yesterday morning, you know, I'm running a couple minutes late to work. Nothing new there. You know, I'm hurrying. I'm like, okay, good. It didn't snow at least, so I'll make it to work on time. We did. So I'm going down the stairs. I live on the 4th floor. So I get to about the second
Penthouse.
floor of an apartment complex. Let me mention that. And I see a wallet lying in the corner. So I don't want you guys to think I was going to steal it, because my first thought was like, oh, crap, like, what am I going to do? Like, I need to get this back. So I pick it up to go take it to the clubhouse. I start walking to the clubhouse. And so people I would imagine saw me. There was some people around, so they probably saw me pick it up. And they're like, "Oh, I'm going to see if this kid's going to do the right thing." So I start walking to the clubhouse, realize I don't have my mask, and that the mask is required to go in. So I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I was like, "Okay, I'll go to my car, and then I'll drive over to the clubhouse, and I'll return it." And so like I'm walking away with this wallet, and I'm like, "Oh no, I can't do that." People are like looking at me now. This is going to I can't do this. So then I start walking back towards the clubhouse. I realize it's 9:50. The clubhouse isn't even open yet until 10. And I have to be at work at 10. So I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
You
So
got a free wallet.
No,
That's what happened.
no, so I
Story
ended
short.
up, I walk the thing back up to my apartment. Meanwhile, 2 or 3 people are looking at me like, what is going on here? Like I checked around to see if it was the person. It wasn't the person. Don't think I stole the wallet. I absolutely would not do that. I returned it to the
I was
clubhouse
gonna
today.
say, where's the wallet
And
now?
I was
Porter?
able to, and I sent it to the lost and found. They're gonna contact the kid or whatever. But I looked so shady. I would have arrested myself in that moment. So that's why the pro tip is look honest as well as be honest, because it pays off. And now all my neighbors hate
Is
me.
it more important to be honest or look honest? That's the big
Be
question.
honest. You can look honest and be a car salesman and rip everyone off. It's important to be honest. Let's be honest.
Oh.
All right, episode's over. We're gonna
Didn't
start.
see that coming because you don't look honest. So I didn't know.
Okay.
No, Porter, that was. Well, I'm glad you got the wallet to the right person there.
I was too.
Oh man. Well, we're actually having a special edition of Blake Spies this week because I invited both Daxton and Porter to go through and scour Facebook Marketplace and see what they could find to help me out with some Blake Spies Facebook Marketplace edition. Because we know not everybody can afford to go to the big Amazon.
The big Amazon.
They can get pretty pricey. Some people got to stick to the budget. So, got to go to Facebook Marketplace. So I'm wondering, I'll kick us off here with a couple things I found, and I'm wondering what you guys found as well. Because the first one I found, I probably shouldn't talk about it on the podcast. It's a little what the kids like to say, not safe for work.
Buckle up, everyone.
If you've heard of that, it means
if you're under the age of 18.
It's a little risque. Yeah, it's 18 and up. Because it's I don't know if have you guys seen the Titanic? Like the old one with
Yeah.
I never have,
Leo-
never want to,
Leonardo
but I've heard of the
DiCaprio.
scene you're about to talk about.
Okay,
When she's
so
like,
there's
paint me like one of your
there's
French
a
models.
scene that she says that she wants to be painted like one of his French girls. I've never actually seen the movie myself, but I did see a funny YouTube video with this scene, so that's why.
Yeah.
Anyway, somebody decided to take that and go a little bit too far, because on Facebook Marketplace, it's for a smooth $1 million. So not very budget friendly, but it was something that
You
Get to
just
the
talked
point.
about not breaking the budget, you idiot.
yeah, but imagine what this would be on Amazon. Because
With free shipping.
this is a Bill Clinton piece of artwork,
Oh no.
but he is in the nude.
no.
Yikes.
And you're not seeing anything besides the half of the butt cheek.
Oh no.
But it is still very disturbing. But it was
That's
just
a half a butt cheek too much.
it was
Yeah.
something that I
It's a
saw,
lot of skin.
and I knew that I couldn't keep to myself because I was so disturbed I had to take you guys down with me. So
There's
back to the
gotta be-
Titanic,
there's
I was
gotta-
bringing the whole shit down.
There's got to be a top 5 list of people I would not want to see in the nude, and he's definitely in that list.
No, he's
Ew,
all 5.
ew, ew,
He's-
ew, ew.
So, like I said,
Behind
if you're,
Jack Black.
if you're under the age of 18, you can now unmute the podcast. We're back to being family friendly. That was just so disturbing.
Maybe they won't be able to hear because it was muted. So-
I actually have one that's pretty family friendly. I don't know if I can have a turn to talk about it. We can bring it back to the good old days.
Go
Let's
for
say
it. Go for it.
I think this was probably about 2014, 15. Do you guys remember the little game called Flappy Bird?
Oh, of course.
I like people spent hours on that. That was me.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys know the story behind what happened to that game?
Didn't people get like so violent that they took it off the App Store?
Yeah, if you look for it, it's gone. The guy ended up deleting it. I looked at the story a little bit more and found that it was just too much for him. He just didn't want it to blow up like that. He literally made the game like over a weekend, and he was like, whatever. And he was making so much money, and he just didn't care for it anymore. So he took it off the App Store. But what I found on Facebook Marketplace is brilliant because I found an iPad that still has Flappy Bird. Don't know how they did it. Don't know where they got it.
Well,
But
if you never deleted it, it would still be on there.
so you have to buy the whole iPad with the game to be able to play it.
What
Think
are they-
about that. You
what are
have
they
the chance to
charging
make the
for
world
that?
record because nobody else is playing if you buy it. It was charged at $100. They did one of those things where they price it down to free to try and entice you, but really they want to trade.
Mhm.
So they're looking for something
Okay,
of
I was
equal
gonna say
value. So,
$100 for an iPad is a good.
yeah,
I guess
it's
if it's from
$100.
2014. It's probably
yeah,
pretty
it's like
old.
the second gen iPad with Flappy Bird. But to me, that sounds like a pretty good buy. That's
I mean,
as I was scrolling through.
if you love old iPads and Flappy Bird,
Wait,
that's listed
so
right
that's
here in
like
Provo.
that's like an actually good buy. If we're doing that, then what does that make Blake's? Is that
That's
something
fair.
you're
I told
interested in,
you.
Blake?
I told you that wasn't necessarily something that I thought you should buy, but I was so astounded that it was something that you could buy.
That's like mine, honestly. I'll go ahead and jump into mine if we're good with that.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna actually show it to you through the camera so our viewers can see it too. Hopefully, it
Oh
works.
yeah, so
Um,
if you're listening to
mine
this on
is-
Spotify, it's not going to be great.
yeah, you won't see it, but I'll be talking while I show the picture. It is a painting of Jesus playing soccer.
Oh no.
Oh man, we got lots of art going on in this episode.
Oh,
Wood.
switch on my next one. Yeah, so he's playing soccer with little children. There's a cross behind him.
I
I
bet he
thought
take
it was
their
a pretty good
butts.
buy.
I was gonna say, I mean,
The guy probably had
I
sick
can't
header.
give you a price because it says price unknown.
Oh,
that's heartbreaking.
They haven't put a price on it because it's just so priceless.
Yeah, I was
you know?
gonna
yeah,
say
it's like
just
a
price.
Picasso.
How many photos are you going to get of Jesus playing soccer? You're not going to get very many. So it's priceless.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is
Make
good.
a very valid argument with
That's
that one.
funny because actually, speaking of art, I have one more that could actually
Don't
be
tell me it's
useful.
Hillary.
It's Hillary Clinton. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I was joking. This one though, I found this, and it's somebody is. I want to read you guys the description because it's a Bachelor of Arts degree. And this person said, I am selling my unused Bachelor of Arts degree, Bachelor's in Criminal Justice, and a minor in Forensic Science. Never been used. You could just cross out my name on the diploma and write yours in, trying to get what I paid for it.
If any employer takes that, I'm down, man.
That's awesome.
game.
Unused.
That's my favorite part is that they just said it was unused. I
Would
got
you guys
this.
just
I'm
pay
not
for a
using
degree
it.
like that?
What's
I mean,
that?
if you could actually put your money.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you would?
If it's going to be the same amount, but I can do it instantly rather than having to spend 8 years of my life in school, then yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this person
then
is
it's like,
asking a clean
how much?
35 grand for it.
What's that? $8,000 a year times 4, 32 grand.
35 is expensive. I mean, that it depends on the university. If they need to mention the university,
Yeah,
in there,
that's
'cause
true.
if it's
Yeah,
some
that's true.
Stevens Henniker College or whatever the
Yeah,
fake.
is this Harvard or
Yeah,
is this
yeah, we could be
Brown
talking
Teacher
about
University?
It's like Salt Lake
It makes
Community
a
College.
difference.
We're like, we don't want a community college here. You need a 4-year university. We're talking big time for that to be valid.
We don't care that you crossed it out in crayon. We want a legit. We want a legit university.
Yeah, I went to the Ohio State University. Here's my fake diploma.
Yeah, that's a real
So what we
question.
should do is sell fake diplomas.
I was going to say, is it better to get a real diploma and then cross out the person's name and write yours in, or just print off a
I'm gonna
fake
go to jail
diploma?
for even mentioning
That's
this idea.
what I wonder. How many employers? This is like a different tangent, but how many employers actually ask to see your certificate of having graduated?
I feel like it's a lot on trust. And as we just talked about,
That's what I'm
honestly, I don't
saying.
want to go too far into it, but for all you criminals out there, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Well, I mean, I've heard of people getting away with it for years that they told their boss that they had graduated and stuff. But I mean, not that I'm planning on it. I'm gonna go get a degree.
What? Here's
But-
the real question. What job that you go to all the time, it's a major job, like doctor, dentist, what job of
Ooh.
those do you think you could pull off without having gotten a degree? Or any job. What job do you think you could pull off without getting a degree? But it's like a major job. You're making over
I
$100,000 a year.
I don't think any of the ones that you just named off.
Bro, I think with the
If you go to a dentist's office, you'll see it framed. You go to a lawyer,
yeah,
they're gonna have it in their firm. Like
I bet I could be a lawyer. I think I could do
You
it.
think?
no.
Yeah.
I guess you
Yeah.
could argue your way out of it.
I was gonna
but
say,
if you have your
I've
you have
watched
your
it on
own
TV.
firm, you might be able to, but I think I'm not sure how.
Oh, you're going
but-
straight to owning a firm, not even being a lawyer. That's
Well, the important thing is experience. Like if you get in at an entry level thing with a fake degree and then you learn how to do it,
yeah. I
you're
guarantee
playing
you,
the
there's
system.
a How to Be a Lawyer for Dummies book or a YouTube video because nobody reads.
There
So
has to be. There has to
I
be.
guarantee you, there's something out there.
But before we give anyone
How to do open heart surgery on YouTube.
no. Before we give anyone a terrible idea, I'm going to take it back to my second item that I found on Facebook Marketplace. This one is a nice pair of vintage dentures.
Oh,
It only includes about 2 teeth and then the little roof of the mouth thing.
oh, shut up.
No joke for $50.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, so you can get some,
$50?
That's a steal.
yeah,
I was
dude,
gonna
for
say
teeth.
those things are.
You go to the
really
dentist one
expensive.
time, you're paying more than 50. Might as well knock them out, buy these dentures, and you're set for life.
Yeah, knock out
vintage.
your 2 perfectly good teeth so you can buy these vintage.
I don't know. There
dentures.
could be a market too for like antique teeth. I don't know. It's not
And
my
then
thing.
you
How
can sell
creepy
your teeth.
How
for
creepy would it be
$50.
if you go into somebody's house, like you're meeting them for the first time, and you walk in, they're like, "Oh, let me show you my denture collection."
I think a better question to ask is how broke would you have to be to start selling vintage teeth? That's pretty tragic. That's sad.
Oh man!
What do you got for us over there, D-Chesh?
Okay, well, this one's definitely the opposite side of the last painting I showed you.
Oh no.
Is it
Take
Satan
Jesus
playing
playing
volleyball?
soccer. It's close.
Oh, really?
It's even more
Is
opposite.
it by the same artist?
It's a painting of Satan taking a dump.
What did you? I
don't even
really
ask.
hope both of these were
Don't
painted
ask.
by the guy who's selling his Bachelor of Arts degree.
Oh, wow, yeah.
He's like,
Major work.
I didn't get anything for these pictures I posted on Facebook Marketplace. I got to get rid of this stupid diploma.
Yeah, so those are my 2. I have 2 paintings. One, Jesus playing soccer. One, Satan taking a dump. I don't know
Opposite ends of the
how
spectrum.
that happened. I don't know how my life got to this point.
Here's
But it
here's
is-
a would you rather question for you. You have to frame one of those in your house,
Oh,
like a big picture,
easy.
right above your fireplace. Are
I
you
would.
easy?
No, if I could put it in my bathroom above the toilet, it might be the Satan one.
That would actually be kind
Yeah,
of...
okay.
But
It's
but
in your
then
bathroom.
but then I really do not want a Satan painting in my house. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
have
true.
to choose the Jesus playing soccer and then just tell.
I'd
my
obviously
kids to
take
grow
a
up playing
Jesus
soccer.
playing baseball over
Yeah,
anything. That'd be legit, but the soccer one, I think it was a cool picture, bro. I liked it.
I mean,
Nothing
the
against it.
message is. I mean, there's lots of stories in the Bible.
is that even
Jesus
Messi
being
can
with
make
the
it to
kids.
heaven?
You can play a game with them or something. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. So it could be.
So there you guys have it. Those are some crazy items we found on Facebook Marketplace. We love to do our shopping there. As Blake said, usually it's cheaper unless you're finding expensive artwork on there.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
a kind
Unless
items.
you're looking for a classic Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the-
Don't look for those there. Other than
Lingerie photo shoot.
that,
Gross.
so let us know if you guys are out on Facebook Marketplace and come across anything hilarious. We always love to see stuff like that. We've got another segment, a brand new one coming up right after this. We're really excited about. So,
Get some crap on each other.
oh yeah. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back as promised with a brand new segment. This segment was really exciting because we literally came up with it off the top of our heads, which is where the best PM and the AM moments generally come from. Would you guys not agree with that?
Agreed.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So we've heard some listener feedback and some of your guys' favorite moments from the show thus far. It's when we've told stories. A lot of us have embarrassing stories. Myself, I have quite a
Lots of
few.
them.
And so we came up with the idea. The segment is titled Tell Us a Time. So the idea of this segment is that you guys, the morning people, the listeners of this show, can ask us to tell you guys a time and then fill in the blank. For example, tell us a time where you were embarrassed. Tell us a time where you ate too much. Just anything like that. It doesn't really matter, the question. And we will come up with an answer and answer for you guys on the show. So we're excited to do that a little bit this week.
Yeah, this
Hopefully-
week because we haven't, told you guys about it yet. So unless you were a psychic, you wouldn't know. We've come up with questions for each other because
Yeah, so we came up with some questions. We'll see how this goes. You know, it's kind of new. So, D-Chess, did you come
I
up?
got the first one. You ready,
All right.
Porter? My
Oh, it's
question's
for
for
me.
Porter. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So Porter, tell us a time when you got hurt for a stupid reason.
Oh boy.
That's good.
Oh no, I have several. Should I go over them briefly, or should I just tell the worst one?
I think the worst one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like this is a targeted one. For those of you who don't know, me and Dax grew up playing baseball. We played baseball together, and specifically our senior year, you know, we're playing in the state playoffs, playing against our biggest rivals, the old Davis High. Hate them. Anyway,
Unless you went to Davis High and listened to the show, then you're fine.
so we're winning the game 6-3. Somehow we get behind. I don't remember too many of the details of the game. I just remember I was on the mound in the last inning. The kid there was a runner on second, 2 outs. Guy hits a bloop fly ball to our shortstop that I still believe to this day should have been caught. Anyway, the ball dropped, and so did my heart in that moment. So what did I do? All emotional. I ran over to the nearest brick wall, squared the thing up, and I knocked it out, dude. I'm surprised the brick wall didn't tumble over. Immediately, I looked at my hand, and it was just like a straight, like, the knuckle was just like coming out like this and then back down, and you could see it. You witnessed it, didn't you, Daxton?
Yeah, I mean, if I had the picture pulled up, I could show
Oh, you have the
I
picture?
do have the picture. I
Yeah,
should have
it's-
gotten it ready.
We're not posting that on our social. That would be.
It's
Maybe
kinda
we will.
nasty.
Maybe we
That's
will.
gross.
It's kind of
Stay
nasty,
tuned.
but
I haven't even seen the picture, but I hate it.
that was stupid. Not only because of that, but because that basically ended any hopes of my baseball career. And you know, it's just a good learning experience for all you people out there. No matter how frustrated you get, hitting a brick wall can only make it worse. After the game, the whole team went out to Buffalo Wild Wings to celebrate a pretty good season. Where was I? I was in the urgent care, having the guy put a splint on my hand, and then had to get surgery, get 2 pins in the sucker.
And they didn't even bring you any wings.
No, they
What a
didn't even
terrible
care about
team
me.
that you
Yeah,
have.
Hey.
I know.
It's because you didn't look honest when you punched the wall.
Whatever.
Like I looked like a liar. I'm not bringing him any wings.
He said he punched a cooler. He actually punched a brick cement wall.
Yeah, it was a sad day. Very sad indeed. But, you know, I have one for Blake. I don't want to be the only
Blake's
one
up.
to get brutally embarrassed.
Shoot. All right,
So-
what you got for me?
Blake, tell us a time when you needed a change of clothes.
I also feel targeted by this question.
He's like, right now, I just had Taco Bell.
Last week.
Speaking of Code Brown, I need to go.
He's like, this has been a long recording session.
Can you change that question to do you need to change currently? No, let me think here. I have fun fact about me, guys. I've ripped my pants on many occasions.
It's sick.
Oh, he's taking the safe route.
It's
Ripped
pants.
it's been more than once. Yeah, I'm not telling a story about a number 2 accident because
It's far too many.
yeah. How do I remember them all? No, this is a story that I've always held on to, and it happened also in high school.
Okay.
But I wasn't playing the sport. I was actually going to watch it. Our high school, it was in the state basketball championship. Huge game. I get there early because I'm, if you guys don't know, you have to be close to the front. I think the closer you are to the front, the cooler you are as a person.
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
it describes your character a lot where you see this.
No, and I was a cool kid, obviously, so I had to be up at the front.
Debatable,
This
but
is a
okay.
great story so far.
Yeah, this is going really slow, Blake.
You go to front of line, you're cool. I go to front
Anyways,
of line because I'm
so-
cool.
I
So
sit on
I
back
got-
of
I
bus.
got
I'm
there.
cool.
I got there, and there was kind of like a group of people who were waiting to get in. And since everybody wanted to be closer to the front, there was kind of a rush to go down the stairs. So you go in the stadium, and you were going down to get to like the front rows. But the problem was there was too many people on the stairs. So in my genius mind, it's
No
like, you know
pun
what I'm going to do?
intended.
Yeah. Jeans. In my genius mind, I thought I'm gonna go over the bleachers, or they were like chairs, like stadium chairs.
Oh boy.
So I got long legs. I can over these guys before the big line can go all the way down. And I was right. I flew down those bleachers. I was going so fast. I was skipping 3 rows at a time. Super quick. Got down to the first row. But as I got, well, not quite to the first row. I was about on the 6th row. I was so close. I take one step and I hear,
Oh.
and that didn't sound good, but gotta keep going. Gotta get to the front row. And the last 5 steps, I hear, I'm like, I'm not looking down right now because I gotta get going. So I get down there, and I made it. So it was a good deal.
How ripped are we talking?
It was from my right kneecap to my left middle thigh. It went all the way up.
Oh my!
And then back down a little bit.
Are you wearing infant clothes? Like, how tight were those pants?
They were fairly tight. They weren't like skinny.
He had
skinny
those
jeans.
swimmer legs to show
Yeah,
off.
they were like the slim fit.
Oh my! I thought you were gonna say like there was a little crack like
No.
on the butt seam.
Absolutely not. No. So here's the thing. Before the game starts, everybody's sitting down and everything. So I can keep my legs together and it's fine. Nobody really can know. But I'm on the very end of like the first row. I was probably on the second row actually, and then when it comes time to stand up, the worst part of the story is that I remember I wanted to show my school pride in a way that nobody would have to know. But apparently the universe wanted them to know. I wore my brightest blue underwear.
Oh.
And they weren't like black. They weren't like you could hide them. They were bright royal blue. I was showing my school colors.
You should have just
Right
taken
down
the
to my
pants
undies.
off at that point. And
Just take them off
and the shirt, and then painted your chest and played it off as
No, so we're standing up though, and if I don't keep my legs together, you can see the entire like crotchal region,
Ew.
my bare thighs.
Keep your legs together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, moral of the story, I had to keep my legs together. No, but I'm gonna just fast forward here to the worst part. I was on the very end. On the other side of me, so like there's a section of bleachers in between us and the other school section. And so I was like 15 feet away from the other school.
You got on the end too?
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh man.
I was trying to get as close as I could, and that was what was open. And so,
along with your pants.
At that point, I would have sat
my-
with the administrators just so I could stay sitting down the whole game.
yeah, no, I wasn't about to leave. This was the state championship.
I would have watched with sitting down where nobody would see everything.
No, but at halftime, our school had a tradition that we did like a chant where we would all put our arms across each other and we'd say, "Let's get a little bit rowdy," and we'd repeat it, getting louder, and we'd like sway side to side. I'm doing a great demonstration on YouTube if you want to go check it out. And as I'm doing this, my legs are spread wide open, and I look over and I see probably 20 people just right looking at my undies.
Oh.
And I needed a change of pants so bad in that moment. Luckily, what I did have was a school jersey. It wasn't quite long enough to hang down past my knees, but it did make a sweet skirt.
There you go.
So I didn't have a change of clothes necessarily. I needed one.
You did.
But I made a makeshift skirt out of a school jersey, a basketball jersey, and I rocked that because...
And Blake in the loincloth was the best cheerleader the Lancers have ever seen.
Got that right. We won, too.
We've never had anyone so loyal to wear our colors underneath.
Yeah, I should have gotten an award for school pride. Who else would have been sitting in their underwear? Pretty much. Like, my knee was hanging out of the pants at the time. This has now turned into a style.
Yeah, that's actually a trend.
I think it's the trend of the crazy ripped pants. I think I started that.
It's called the bushy legs.
It's called the bushy legs. Yeah, keep in mind. Yeah, my legs were hairy. This was not a pleasant sight, guys.
Okay.
So
let's move on. Do you have anything for Daxton, Blake?
Yeah, that's nasty.
yeah, enough about my childhood trauma. I want to hear Daxton.
About my childhood trauma.
Yeah, Daxton, tell us a time that you did something stupid as a teenager.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How long can this podcast be?
I don't. As long as I wasn't there in this story, it's probably okay. That's all. That's my only request.
One
No,
time I
the-
broke curfew by 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, it was actually 3. But
Oh.
it's funny that you say that because the one thing that comes to my mind, you were there with me, Blake. so, so
Great.
just as a background, me and Blake had a stupid habit, a very awesome and fun habit of messing with other people our age, just in different ways. There's a place basically in every town, but in our town it was called Makeout Point. I'm sure there's one in every other place. Or in Provo, it's called Squaw Peak.
I would like to throw in this right now before you get too far into the story. We did not go to Makeout Point together.
No, no. We did go
That
to
wasn't where
Makeout
this
Point
story was
together,
going.
but that's not what we were intending to do. Because what you do at Makeout Point is obviously you take a girl up there and you get a little.
Oh, you don't need us to walk us through like we're idiots.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's self-explanatory thing.
Anyways, we
Family
went up
podcast.
there and we wanted to mess with the people that were up there
Lip smacking.
making out, swapping spit.
All right, we don't need to go into detail. I appreciate it.
And so we didn't really have water balloons. We didn't have anything that we could throw at the cars. And so
I
our
know where you're
genius
going.
minds were like, we want to throw something at them that won't damage their car. We can't spray paint it. We can't do anything like that. So what can we throw at their car that won't damage it? And so actually, backtrack, before we even went up there, we were brainstorming this, and we went into Blake's pantry. And sorry if Blake's parents hear this now that we wasted some of this.
I was
But,
going to say, my parents
found-
listen to this.
We
podcast.
found a bottle of applesauce that wasn't
Oh,
used.
no.
It was close to expiration date.
To be fair, I think it was past.
I think it was
expiration date.
past, and I think that's how we made it justified as to
Yeah,
why we were going to use
because
that.
otherwise, I don't think I would waste applesauce. I think
Yeah.
it was past expiration. It was like a little. What's the word for wine that I'm now forgetting?
Fermented.
Yeah, it's a little fermented. So
Yeah, so we took this applesauce and I rubbed it all over Blake's belly. Just,
Oh, stop.
I did a swan dive onto the minivan.
Still a dent to this day.
I made an applesauce angel right on their windshield.
No, so
At
I
that
took,
point, they just drove off the cliff.
so we took this applesauce. We didn't have water balloons like I mentioned before. We couldn't stuff it with anything, even water. So our genius minds, we got some Ziploc bags
That's actually smart.
and we put some applesauce. We filled those puppies up with applesauce. He's driving. I have the Ziploc baggies. I'm trying to pour this applesauce in while he's driving. He's a crazy driver. I'm like spilling all.
I can verify that.
Yeah, and so
I got there quick though.
yeah, we got there quick enough that I only had about two bags ready to go. So we get there, we find our first victim. So I grab the applesauce, I fill it up. Probably about halfway, we're trying to be a little conservative, but we also wanted to give a good splat on it, And so I hand the first one to Blake because it was on the driver's side. We roll down. It's dark. You can just see the city lights. Their lights are off and stuff. We pull up right behind. Blake turns off his lights, rolls down his window, and I handed the bag, and I had closed it all the way. There's apples. I'm just laughing thinking about it. There's applesauce filled up in here. It's ziplocked all the way closed. I hand it to him. He throws it in the car. It goes bonk and bounces right off. It didn't do anything. It didn't explode. It bounced right off. So these people are probably making out. They're like,
Zero.
the world is that. They
It
get
probably was a
out.
loud thud.
They get out, and there's a bag of applesauce that hasn't even been opened. They're
They
like,
just
"What the
start
heck?"
eating it. Oh, sick.
Oh
good. I
man.
told my mom to bring me some applesauce.
We got a halftime snack.
This was Postmates for free. This was awesome.
Dinner and a show. Anyways, so we went up a little bit further. There's another makeout point even above that. And by then I had created another masterpiece in the Ziploc bag. And this time I was like, well, crap, I don't want it to just bounce off. So we filled it up about the same amount, Ziplocked it about 3/4 the way. We kept part of it open. So I was like, Blake, you got to throw this well, but you got to be careful because if you throw it wrong, it's going to get all over us. So you have to like aim the opening of the bag towards the car, when you throw it. And he threw that, and I've never seen a car covered in so much crap in my life. It was all over the back windshield, and it just went all over. And we just started to bust up laughing. Like, if anyone's hearing it, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think it's illegal. It didn't damage the car.
Yeah, we weren't out there to,
We weren't
actually
there-
do any
yeah,
damage.
it was just for
We're
our
just
entertainment.
giving him a healthy snack.
And it was the funniest thing ever. And we did that to a couple cars. But the thing that was funniest to us is not even the action of that or how stupid it was, but the fact that somebody would have to get out of their car and see that there's a Ziploc bag and it was full of applesauce or better yet, not even knowing what it is.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
Looking like throw up all over
I was
their
gonna say,
car.
I bet they got out and they're like, my car is covered in a sweet smelling mush.
Oh.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah,
Hey.
so that one defined one of our pranks. Sounds stupid, but I mean, highly recommended.
It's actually pretty funny. I think the first part killed me the most. Just imagining, boom, just falls, and then people are like,
I'll be honest.
"Do we stand by a meteor? Like, what's going on here?"
As soon as Daxton started telling this story, I knew exactly where it was going. But I had completely forgotten about the first failed attempt.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, we were like, oh, yeah, no, of course, you need to leave part of it open so it can come out. But we didn't realize that until I almost broke the guy's
Well, what
window.
if it just goes
So
through
like
and then hits him
applesauce.
with the applesauce? That would have been legendary.
Well,
the guy
I
gets
mean-
out of his car.
And it wasn't a little snack baggie either. It was a whole sandwich bag
Oh,
full
no.
of applesauce.
It's
I mean,
got some weight behind it.
yeah. So like, if that thing's closed, it just nails a windshield. I mean, we're talking hefty water balloon here, full of a substance that's even heavier than
I was
water.
going to say, that's,
So,
like
I mean, it's-
that's a solid water balloon, though, if
Yeah.
you're comparing it
So-
to.
So it could have done some damage. We're thankful it didn't, but it was definitely a good time.
Fun times. Well,
Yeah.
this segment to me has been one of my favorites so far. Morning people, we want to let you guys have some input. We also want you guys to ask us questions. Like I said, the segment is just called Tell Us a Time. So you can ask us anything like that, and we'll tell you about a time in our lives that, as long as we feel like sharing, I guess.
No, we have to. We're making it a rule right now. We have to share.
We'll think
as
of
long
something.
as we are able to make it clean, family friendly, then we'll share it. I mean,
Yeah,
I already.
Bill Gates was pushing it.
It was Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah, Bill Clinton. I don't want to
Bill
see.
Gates.
He's on.
I don't want to see Bill Gates on this podcast and it's filthy money.
He's on that list as well that I mentioned earlier.
The 5.
The 5.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we'll answer you guys. Tell us a time. And we
Yeah.
look forward to doing this segment in the future, as well as making more content for YouTube. Thanks for tuning in this week. Drop us a comment on our Instagram post that'll be out Monday with this podcast, and let us know what you guys think. As always, be sure to review our podcast on Apple. We'd love to share them on the show. Unfortunately, we didn't have any new ones this week. Kind of surprised about that. But we appreciate all the support, and we will catch you guys next week.
Peace out.